Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Aina Suha and I am a new account executive for Nestle Malaysia Berhad.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Aina Nishara binti Mustafa, the new account executive of Nestle Berhad.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Aminah binti Abdul Wahab and I am a new accountant executive in Nestle Berhad.
Hi, I'm Alia Hassana binti Abdul Rahim, the new accountant executive in Nestle Berhad.
Nestle company's background. Nestle Berhad operates as an investment holding company. The company has two segments, food and beverages and others, which include nutrition and Nestle Professional. Nestle is the world's largest food and beverage company. The company have more than 2,000 brands ranging from global icons to local favorites and are present in 186 countries worldwide. Nestle was listed on Bursa Malaysia in 1989 under the main market. Nestle has grown with Malaysia since 1912 and has continued to strengthen over the years, proving resilience even in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Testament to this, building on our leadership position as the largest F&B manufacturer in Malaysia, we further expanded our nationwide sales network in 2021 to a total of 58 sales offices in Peninsular Malaysia and Borneo. Nestle products are categorized into 9 categories, which is dairy, foods, coffee, ready-to-drink, confectionery, ice creams, toddler nutrition, cereals, and health science. Nestle also produces several brands such as KitKat, Nescafe, Maggi, Nestum, Milo, and Cremeria. Unlocking the power of food to enhance quality of life for everyone, today and for generations to come. This is Nestle's purpose. At Nestle, we constantly explore and push the boundaries of what is possible with foods, beverages, and nutritional health solutions to enhance quality of life and contribute to a healthier future. We focus our energy and resources where unlocking the power of food can make the greatest difference to the people's life, protect and enhance the environment, and generate significant value for our shareholders and stakeholders alike. Led by our head office in Selangor and producing a wide range of high-quality products at our 6 manufacturing factories, we continue to champion our mission of good food, good life. Next, factor to consider having a segmental reporting. First, nature of business activity. Identify the activity engages in business which may earn revenues and incur expenses. It is distinguished by the following aspects, which is nature of product or services, nature of production process, type of customers, method to distribute their products and services, and nature of regulatory environment. As for Nestle Berhad, the nature of business is food manufacturing and beverage manufacturing. Second, the existence of the managers in charge of the activities. The results reviewed by the company's Chief Operating Decision Maker, CODM. Third, information presented to the Board of Directors. The Chief Operating Decision Maker, CODM, should refer to the reports evaluated by the Board of Directors since they include reliable information about the entity's overall performance. Type of segments. There are 2 types of segments, which is business segments and geographical segments. As for Nestle Berhad, Nestle use geographical segments. The CODM considers the business from both geographic and product perspective through 3 geographic zones as well as globally managed businesses, GMB. Zones and GMBs that meet the quantitative threshold of 10% of total sales, trading operating profit or assets for all operating segments are presented on a stand-alone basis as reportable segments. Therefore, the group's reportable segments are Zone Europe, Middle East and North Africa, second, Zone America, third, Zone Asia, Oceania and Sub-Saharan Africa, fourth, Nespresso, which presented separately since 2021. Next, Nestle Health Science, which also presented separately since 2021, other business activities and operating segments are combined and presented in other businesses, and unallocated item mainly comprises of corporate expenses and related asset or liabilities, research and development costs and related assets and liabilities. Chief Operating Decision Making, CODM. CODM responsible to allocate resources and assess the performance of operating segments. For Nestle, the financial information is regularly reviewed by the group's Chief Operating Decision Maker, CODM, which is defined as Executive Board. The Executive Director of Nestle Berhad are Juan Aranos, which is the Chief Executive Officer, Craig Connolly, Chief Financial Officer, Adnan Pawante, Executive Director Corporate Affairs of Nestle Berhad.
In MFRS 8 segmental reporting, if a particular product or service of the entity is significant and constitutes as an identifiable business in which the entity operates, then the product or service will be reported as a separate operating segment. However, not all operating segments need to be separately reported. Operating segments are only required to be reportable if they exceed quantitative thresholds. Two or more operating segments may be combined and reported as one if certain conditions are satisfied. So, how to identify the reportable segments and non-reportable segments? There is a threshold for reportable segments which we call as 10% threshold. For revenue basis, it's reported revenues from sales to external customers, and inter-segment sales is 10% or more of the combined revenues, internal and external of all operating segments. Other than that, there's also have a profit basis. For profit, the absolute amount of the segment's reported profit or loss is 10% or more of the greater of the combined reported profit of all segments reporting profit, or the combined loss of all segments reporting loss. However, the segment can also not meet the 10% threshold criteria. If a segment does not meet the 10% threshold criteria, it can be designated as a reportable segment despite its size. It is also can be combined with other similar segments that are also below the thresholds of significance for the purpose of meeting the 10% test, or it is included as an all other segments category. After determining the reportable segments, the entity should ensure that the total external revenue attributable to those reportable segments is at least 75% of the entity total revenue. This is also known as 75% rule and only applicable to the revenue basis. When the 75% threshold is not met, additional reportable segments should be identified, even if they do not meet the 10% thresholds, until at least 75% of the entity's total external revenue is included in its reportable segments. So this is the result of 10% threshold test on revenue basis for Nestle Malaysia Berhad. As we can see in the table shown, there are 7 segments consist of Zone EMENA, Zone AMS, Zone AOA, Nespresso, Nestle Health Science, other businesses and unallocated items, and their external revenue for each segment. After calculate the percentage of their total revenue, we will get the result of 24.3%, 36%, 23.8%, 10.2%, 5.5% and 0.2% respectively, except for unallocated items. So, from the calculation, we can conclude that there are 4 reportable segments and 2 non-reportable segments. Since this is the revenue basis, so the 75% threshold rule should be carried out. The result of the 75% rule is 94.2%, which met the 75% threshold. So, there's no need to identify the additional reportable segments. As for profit basis, there are operating profit and operating loss. All segments are operating profits except for other businesses and unallocated items. Operating losses are not included in calculating the 10% threshold. The result for the percentage of operating profits are 25.3%, 44.2%, 16.6%, 9.7% and 4.2% respectively. Therefore, there are 3 reportable segments and 2 non-reportable segments for profit basis. Next, we're moving on to asset basis. The table shows the identifiable asset and percentage of identifiable assets for every segment. For the percentage, they are 11.8%, 23.2%, 8.2%, 3.4%, 50.8%, 0.3% and 2.3% respectively. As for the result, there are 3 reputable segments and 4 non-reputable segments for asset basis. As we can see here, this is the new segmental reporting for Nestle Malaysia Berhad. The table shows the total revenue and the segment results. The total revenue for all segments are 87,088,000 ringgit Malaysia, while the operating profit or loss is 12,159,000 ringgit Malaysia. After deduct the net financial expense, 873,000 ringgit Malaysia, we'll get the 11,286,000 ringgit Malaysia as profit before tax, associated and joint ventures. These are the advantages of segment reporting. The key advantage of segment reporting is transparency. For businesses that operate in different categories or geographic areas, segment reporting can reveal which areas are profitable and which are drains on the bottom line. If the segment reporting shows a business its overseas operations are more profitable than domestic operations, it could prompt a change in strategic direction. Done properly, it keeps managers from hiding unprofitable ventures. Other than that, investors will better understand the business and its potential cash flow. Segment reporting also allows stakeholders to get a better sense of the fluctuations that might affect overall numbers. If a business reports much higher earnings than expected, for example, segment reporting shows where those earnings are coming from, a stakeholder can look at the same report to determine if the numbers are sustainable. It's designed to help investors better understand the business and its potential cash flow. Next is the disadvantages of segment reporting. The first disadvantage is base of segmentation. This is basic problem which arise in segment reporting is division of a diversified company for a segment reporting purpose. Every base of segmentation may create segment differently. Identification of segmentation is also problematic. Segmentation can be done on the basis of organizational division, industry, market, product and example. Each base has its own limitation and own problem. Besides that, disclosure costs also one of the disadvantages of segment reporting. This is because segment reporting also involves cost of disclosures. The provision of additional information along with the routine information increase firms' operating costs in terms of cost of collecting processing and cost of management control system. Cost argument is also related with increased competition that may result from segment reporting. Lastly, managerial conservatism. In the absence of some regulatory provisions to disclose segment reports, voluntary disclosures are likely to be perceived by managers to be beneficial only in certain situations. For example, management will do the segment reporting when they believe that the company's attractiveness can be enhanced.
For the basis of preparation, there are 2 bases of interim reporting. The first one, integral report method. This method is a fraction of the annual report, and annual values is multiple with the fraction of the reporting period. While the other method is discrete method, which is treats interim report is in a separate period. Reports are prepared on a periodic basis. Nestle's interim financial report is based on the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2020 and has been prepared in accordance with the applicable disclosure provisions of the listing requirements of the Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad and MFRS 134, Interim Financial Reporting in Malaysia and International Financial Reporting Standards. They do not include all the information required for full annual financial statements and should be read in conjunction with the consolidated financial statement of the group for the year ended 31st December 2019. The 2 accounting policies that currently used in interim report of Nestle Berhad are Property, Plant and Equipment, MFRS 116 and Leases, MFRS 16. MFRS 116 define PPE as tangible items that are held for use in the production of supply or goods of service, for rental to others or for administrative purposes. PPE also expected to be used for more than 1 year. It is also probable that future economic benefits associated with the item will flow to the entity and the cost of item can be measured reliably. FAR570 can be defined as a contract or part of a contract that conveys to the customers the right of use an asset for a period of time, exchange for consideration. Leases should be recognized. The inception date is the earliest date of a lease agreement and the date of commitment by the parties to the principal terms. At the commencement date, lease should recognize a right of use asset and a lease liability. There are three types of interim report prepared by Nestle Berhad, which are quarterly, bi-monthly, and semi-annually. Nestle Berhad prepared its interim report in a quarterly basis. It is issued by the company 4 times in a year, which is in 31st March, 30th June, 30th September, and 31st December. Quarterly report is a summary or collection of unaudited financial statements that are released by Nestle Berhad, including statements of financial position, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and a statement of cash flows.
For the periods of reporting, the interim report of Nestle Berhad for the year ended 31st December 2021 is prepared in quarterly basis, which is from 1st January 2021 to 31st March 2021. For the statement of financial position, the current interim is prepared for the periods of 3 months from 1st January 2021 to 31st March 2021, while the comparative SOFP is prepared for the period of 12 months from 1st January 2020 to 31st December 2020. For the statement of profits or loss and other comprehensive income, for the current interim, it was prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2021 to 31st March 2021, and the comparative statement is also prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2020 to 31st March 2020. The cumulative statement for the current interim is prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2021 to 31st March 2021, and the comparative cumulative statement is also prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2020 to 31st March 2020. For the statement of changes in equity, the cumulative statement is prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2021 to 31st March 2021, and the comparative statement is also prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2020 to 31st March 2020. For the statement of cash flow, the cumulative statement for the interim is prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2021 to 31st March 2021, and the comparative statement is also prepared for the period of 3 months from 1st January 2020 to 31st March 2020. Next, we go to the adjustment of financial position in Nestle Berhad. Before we go further, we need to see the before adjustment. This is the statement of cash flow of Nestle Berhad, the extract one. So let's look at the before adjustments that will be made. There are 2 adjustments proposed by us to the Nestle Berhad. The first one is there is a disposing of an old equipment amounting to 919,000 ringgit on 1st February 2021, and the second one is there is understated of repayment of borrowing amounting to 500,000 ringgit. So let us see to the Nestle Berhad statement of cash flow. So the first one is disposing the old equipment amounting to 919,000 ringgit need to put at the investing activities, so it will affect the amount of investing activities to negative 41,419,000 ringgit. So the second one is the repayment of borrowing amounted to 500,000 ringgit. So from the 220 million ringgit, it will be 220,500,000 ringgit because there is understated of 500,000 ringgit. So the cash flow used in financing activity will be amounted to negative 236,443,000 ringgit. So the net increase in cash and cash equivalent will be amounted to 149,000 ringgit. And lastly, the cash and cash equivalent at the end of financial period will be amounted to negative 28,193,000 ringgit. That's all from me. Thank you.